Welcome to Thought Leaders, featuring interviews with some of the best minds in the industry. Today's special guest is best-selling author, popular platform speaker, and certified financial planner, Michael Morrow. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and talk show host. Today we're talking about developing client loyalty, all from Michael's book, The Loyalty Edge, and his popular series, Ideas for Advisors. Well, I'm really excited about this show because you hit a home run when you showed me this, because this is cool. But before I show it to you, I want you to talk about these two critical sites that could be great for an advisor for advertising and ideas.
Absolutely. The very top site is signature-gifts.com. So signature-gifts.com, and the secondary site would be usemagazines.com. These sites are amazing. If I go on signature-gifts.com, what happens is there's a company where you can order real original newspapers. They're not reprints, they're real newspapers. And we've given them to clients, we've given them to prospects for things like their 40th birthday, 50th birthday, 65th birthday, for their retirement, things like that. It's just anniversary, different things like that. Yeah, wedding anniversary. Actually, I did a wedding anniversary for a 25th anniversary of a client about 4 months ago, and I showed up at the 25th wedding anniversary party, and I had the paper, and everybody loved it, and everybody that was at the party looked at it. You have your own paper.
I did. You sent it to me, and it was great. In fact, actually, why don't you let me hold it up if you don't mind. This is an example. This is not a reprint. This is. I can't believe these guys keep this around. How do they have these extras?
They bought them from libraries and the halls of Congress. There's papers from all over the world.
This one is March 30th, 1966. And you sent me on my birthday. I was so interested. I didn't want to really wreck the paper. I opened it up. Yeah. I was so interested because I want to know what was happening on the day I was born. Yeah. I was in shock. Yeah. Tell everybody in our audience, this is one of the top things. I cannot believe how clients love this.
If I look and say, when I speak at different industry events and people come up and tell me the things that they got the most out of my top, this would be certainly one of the top 3 ideas that they get. Again, I have 3 newspapers here. These are for clients. We went out back in December and we just went through our our client list, and looked for all of our clients that had a date of birth that ended in a 1 or a 6, which meant that they would be like 50, 55, 60, things like that. And I circled about 9 clients, and we ordered 9 newspapers, so I've got them from my clients for now until the end of June. And we give them to them, and we go on Wikipedia and we Google, like for this paper right here, this is for a client for their 50th birthday that's in March. And in 1966, we do up a nice little letter that goes with it. I just go on Wikipedia and I go, what happened in 1966? And I write about 3 or 4 sentences. Here's a letter that we did for a client for their 60th birthday, and we just put, here's an original New York Times from the day you were born. Bob Hope and Lucille Ball were starring in these movies. Here's what was playing at the drive-in theater. It costed $1. Stamps in the United States were 3 cents at that point in time. And then I did what $1,000 invested in bonds would be worth from the day they were born until now, and what $1,000 invested in the Dow would be worth from the day they were born until now. And the numbers are huge. In this particular one, $1,000 invested in bonds over a 60-year period grew to $48,000. $1,000 invested in the Dow grew to $528,000. And so, again, looking at the things that we've talked about, having ideas for your clients and prospects, that are going to have a high impact, long shelf life, differentiate yourself and make yourself a credible source. This is just right off the chart. Mm-hmm. You flip through and you find out, you see ads, help wanted male, help wanted female ads. You see the ads for Stetson hats. You see houses for sale for $2,000, $4,000, things like that. And this is absolutely probably the best thing to use to prospect a high-end client. If you were the most successful person in your town and I had no way of getting in to meet you, if I got a newspaper from the day you were born, mailed it off to you with a nice letter and said, "Dear Steve, here's a real original newspaper from the day you were born. What do I have to do to get an hour of your time? Maybe I'll get in, maybe I won't get in. But you know what? If you sent it to the 20 most successful people in town, you're going to get in to see some of those people."
Mm-hmm. And I have to say, just trying to strip myself out of being in the business, if I was receiving this as a client, this is a winner. Yeah. I mean, this is one of your top ideas. I love your idea. Talk to me a little about this card.
Another thing is we give our clients business cards when they retire. They've walked around their entire career with a business card. Now they're retired. They don't have a card anymore. We give one out. Here's somebody I gave out a card to. I talked to his wife before I gave it out to him. and I put here his name, his email address, his cell phone number, and I put looks like a grandfather, thinks like a teenager, not old enough to be this old, not working a day past my 93rd birthday, not immature, just young at heart. And I put here in the bottom compliments of, and I put my company. The other things we've done is with retirement business cards is put down, Steve Savant. Your new title, you're retired. Well, what do you do now as a retiree? Well, you have no boss, you have no meetings, you have no deadlines. You're available 24/7 for fun. Put a little tagline on saying, follow my retirement on Facebook. And then put something like planned ahead. And then again, over in the corner, very discreetly, compliments of ABC Company or whatever is going to help you.
Well, we'll be right back with more of these ideas with Michael Morrow right after the break.
This is your website. Few people visit, and if it isn't attracting new visitors, it's not doing its job. Now you can drive more visitors to your website through dynamic content and email marketing with CreativeOne's Social Media Elite. Capture quality leads faster and easier. Engage your visitors with informative articles and videos to boost your online credibility. Plus, stay connected with existing clients and earn more referrals. All content is customized for you. It's time to introduce your website to the world. Call your CreativeOne sales team at 800-992-2642 or visit us online at creativeone.com.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We're continuing our interview with Michael Morrow on developing client loyalty, all from Michael's book, The Loyalty Edge, and his popular series, Ideas for Advisors. And again, you can get his book, The Loyalty Edge, on Amazon or hop out on Mike's site and you can order it there. This is a easy read, quick read, but great ideas in here. And I think you're going to find yourself maybe cherry picking maybe 6-7 ideas out of here that could really help your practice. Well, Mike, let's go to this. I love developing client loyalty idea. And I loved your newspaper in the segment before.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that I think is one of your big home runs. But let's talk about, we got to have one coming up here that's pretty cool. Talk about why you send out these kind of nice frame, professional, I'm assuming this person's from Chicago. I guess he likes the Hawks, right?
Actually, he's from my hometown of Thunder Bay. And we have about 9 professional athletes in my city. And what happens is anytime somebody asks me for prizes for a golf tournament or something like that, I go and I could buy a gift card at a restaurant, and I'm not going to get anything out of it other than I gave somebody a prize. Or I could do something that's going to help enhance my brand. And so what I do is I get autographs of professional athletes, and anytime somebody asks me for a prize for something, or I give them out just to my clients just because they're my clients and they love them. They're all in my office, and I have a whole bunch of different ones. And what we do is we put a plate on the bottom that says compliments of, and we put our company name. And depending over the years, we've also, instead of just putting compliments of my company name, sometimes I've actually had my business card put on the bottom of it. And other times, especially when it's something that's like I had a client Bobby Orr was in our hometown, and I got 4 autographed pictures. And I just thought because it was Bobby Orr, it was just so special. I didn't want to take away from it by putting my company's name on it. So I would put on it, especially for Steve Savant. And what happens is, again, high impact, long shelf life. People are going to put this up on their wall. People are going to ask about it. If you had a Bobby Orr picture or something like that, or a pro golfer or something like that, autographed picture up on your wall with a nice plate saying, especially for Steve Savant, everybody's going to walk in your office and say, where'd you get that? From my financial advisor. It cost me about $50 to frame, plus the cost of the picture. So maybe for $60 for the lifetime value of a client, for them to have something that has me in a positive light, that's being shown on a regular basis to people, I think it's just a huge return on my money.
Well, I love this. I just want you to let you know I'm from Chicago, and if you want to send me this on my birthday, the Chicago holding the Stanley Cup. But let's go to number 2 of Mike's cool ideas.
Okay.
This one is unbelievable. Now, at first when I saw this, I'm thinking, don't you understand that everybody's doing everything in the cloud? But Mike, this is really good. Tell me why this is so cool. And by the way, before I do that, here, just let me give a little vision here. This is the gentleman that makes these. These are custom-made, handmade for your clients.
I have one of my clients makes these boxes for me. And I got him to make about 5 of them for me. And I was going to give them my very top clients. And what's happening is that it's going over so well that I'm just sort of slowly working my way down my client base and giving these to people. I've probably given at least 50 of these out over the last 3 years.
Well, what I like about it is first of all, it's beautiful craftsmanship without question. And then all their files, we just happen to have hanging files in here as an example, but all your files, all your important documents. I'm thinking some people are thinking putting it on their thumb drive. I mean, would you rather hand your client a thumb drive or would you rather hand them this?
Yeah. And again, it's just the focus here is that we're trying to foster as much loyalty as we can with our clients. Mm-hmm. And these are solid oak boxes. And you know what? They're not cheap, but they're also not expensive. And if you think of the lifetime value of a client and go and let's just take, how much is your top client or your number 10 client worth to you? And then you take that and you extrapolate that over a 10-year period or a 20-year period. The cost of doing something like this is nothing. Mm-hmm. We put a nice plate on it right on the very top, and the plate would, right here it says especially for Steve Savant, and we give them to our clients when they purchase a large policy or just at different points in time when we feel that it's something that properly recognizes the loyalty that they've given us. Mm-hmm. I've been doing this for 27 years. I still have my very first client. And I think about the fact, had I lost that first client, the revenue that I lost over the last 27 years was, even though it was my first client, it was still very, very good revenue.
Well, let's go to this next idea.
We do child binders. Anytime somebody buys an education savings plan, an in-trust account, or insurance policy on a child, we get a little 1-inch binder. We get a picture of the child we put on the front. Here's a picture of my daughter. Put my savings program for Michael Morrow. We go inside and we put, here's what $100 a month compounded at 6% would be worth. Here for somebody age 0, at age 18 it'd be worth $38,000. Age 45 it'd be worth $20,000. Age 30 age 20 it'd be worth $45,000. Age 30, $97,000. Age 55, $488,000. Age 65, $890,000. That's $100 a month at 6%. Somebody wants to go to me, Mike, what's $890,000 going to be worth when my infant is 65 years old? It's like, I'll tell you exactly what it's going to be worth. It's going to be worth $890,000 more than your current plan is going to be worth, which is nothing.
Mm-hmm. So this is really, I can see how this could be huge if you're trying to differentiate yourself from other advisors. Giving a nice little brochure packet like this?
Absolutely. And what we do is inside it, we put, I went on the internet and I Googled a bunch of poems and quotes. We do everything a child needed to know, we learned in kindergarten. I put in tips on how to better prepare high school students for college and university. There's probably about 20 pages. And we put it on nice paper. And it cost me $2 to get a 1-inch binder. Cost me maybe $5 to print all the stuff up on nice paper. For $7 for the lifetime value of a client and for the impact that it has. And if I gave you something like this on your child, would you genuinely think that I was interested in your family's well-being?
Right, that you had to have thought of me to do this.
Absolutely.
Well, for more information on today's topic, just click on the landing page address in the video description on YouTube, where you can watch all our shows, seminars, and workshops, or visit us out on our website. I'm Steve Savant. We'll see you next time on Thought Leadership Series. And remember, keep thinking outside the box.